since I've
Maybe a
gone
month.
live on the Kiefcast. But yeah, as you can probably imagine, I was extremely busy, as anyone would. Um, and I had every intention of doing a New Year's stream last night, but there were a bit. My family wanted to spend time with me on New Year's, so that could not be possible. So today is basically the return of the Keycast. It's gonna be it's gonna we're gonna have episodes every 2 weeks now because I'm not gonna be busy right away, but the next 20 days or so I will be when I get back to college for my certificates
By
and
the end
stuff.
of this month, right?
But yeah, by the end of this month, pretty much.
Good luck with
So
that,
I
man.
won't have the time to really stream like games as frequently as I do now, or I try experimenting on. But yeah. But anyways, this is we're doing a Q and A for the Keepcast. So essentially, if any of my audience members can get, I've already made the post on Facebook. So it's mostly going to be pertaining to the people on your server, Denox. Which I'm going to go ahead and plug your Discord invite,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm also
I'm
going
seeing
to
your thingy right now. Yeah, I'm seeing your stream right now.
So I'm gonna put that in the chat on Discord. I mean not
Two
Discord
people
on
watching so
Twitch.
far.
And as I would always do in my Discord, I mean Discord. I'm mixing my words. My Twitch channel. If you want to help support my streams, the donation link to Streamlabs will be in the chat, and it's also going to be in the about section of my Discord. I keep saying Discord on my Twitch channel. So this is just to help support me until I get affiliate status. Which, speaking of which, people, dear followers, if there's someone that you know that has a Twitch account, and I've already tried to spread this throughout the week, I am very close
You
to getting a.
still you still have 47, right?
Yeah, I still have 47 followers. I need three more, and I need the appropriate watch time hours too, which is not so far away, by the way, to get that affiliate status. So, if anyone that's viewing right now can spread my stream around, just advertise that I stream games like Genshin Impact, Smash Brothers, Persona. I'm aiming to stream other games maybe in the future when I get Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. That's probably going to be one of the games I'll be streaming. So it's like, and if there's anything in the audience has recommendations, once I built enough audio memberships, then we can play games that people suggest. So I'm an up and coming streamer,
Okay.
and I hope to get my name out there, basically. So if
Eventually you
there's
will, I'm
if
pretty
there's
sure.
any, so this is essentially Q and A. So the large necessity is going to be based on audience participation and also the people on your Discord, Denox. So if anybody in this
Hmm.
room has any questions they want to throw at me, I'm basically open for Q and A. This is basically the Reddit, like Reddit's like ask me anything. So it's like basically ask me anything. And if there's tweet went online. So if there's anything you would like to ask me that you always want to know, about me as a person, about me as a geek, about me as an otaku, about me as a Smash player, about me as like, whatever, role player, anything like. This is open forum. This is for you. This is a chance for you guys to know me, essentially.
Okay. I
So
have
in the
some
meantime,
questions
since we
for
don't
you
have really
soon.
anyone really participating in chat, is there any kind of questions you want to ask me yourself, Denox, before we
Let's
start getting
see.
in?
So, do you have plans for any new content that you plan to do in your channel, on your YouTube channel, or your Twitch in
Um,
2021? Any
Everything's
new
been
stuff?
mostly by ear. I don't think I have anything planned in terms of new content yet. I do have a thing I want to do, which is one day is what do I use a camcorder camera or a camera, and I already have the stand for it, um, so I can take it around with me. So essentially, one of my plans is to videotape me going to PTR Games, which is the game store I used to work at 2 years ago, and my initial plan is to showcase whereas I used to work and get a sense of you know, the game stores in California, that in my home state, basically.
Yeah, I would love to see that gaming store of
Oh
yours that
yeah.
you go to in
Another
California.
thing,
I'm
as
looking
I
forward to that.
mentioned before we hit record, I did implement the Streamlabs alert system. So I'm gonna test this out. So anytime I get a new follower, this is what you're gonna see. So go ahead and view this Twitch thing for a second. So you're gonna see
View
this
the
real quick.
Twitch? Okay.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. This is what you're gonna see.
Senpai.
So that's what you're
Oh,
gonna.
okay, hold on.
So that is what you will see
Got an error.
when you get a new follower.
Oh.
When I get a new follower, that's what's gonna. Kasubi's gonna show herself saying senpai. So if once.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Once I start getting subs, this is what you're gonna see.
Persona.
And if let me see what else I got here. So followers, subs,
Join us in the VC.
yeah, donations. So if I get a donation, this is what you're gonna see. So that's how that's gonna work. Once and that's how I set up my alert system, basically. Oh hi, GG_Hunter Gaming. How you doing?
Oh, okay. That
we-
must be one of the. Oh, now I know why he's not able to view it. It's because he doesn't have a toad roll for some reason.
He doesn't have a what?
Okay. Try now. The toad roll, because without the toad roll, he's not able to view most of the channels.
Okay. So welcome to the stream, GT Hunter Gaming. If you're new, absolutely give me a follow because I'm trying to hit it.
I definitely recognize him.
I need to hit that affiliate, and if you know somebody that has a Twitch channel, definitely tell them to come, watch me. So essentially, what this is like it's just a chill stream where I'm advertising my podcast. So we're up to episode 10 of my podcast, which, in case you don't know, my podcast pertains to talking about geek culture, anime, video games. I hope Hikaru comes to tonight's episode because
I DM'd her.
I've been showing her a new anime that I got into, and she's really hooked into it. Yuki Yuna is a hero, and oh my gosh, I knew this show initially was like Madoka Magica. I'm just gonna derail a little bit, but I never knew how much how good the show really was. Like, I was honestly sort of just blown away upon experiencing the first season, now watching the prequel season, and then now finishing the second season last night. Like, I was literally, I felt really good watching this anime. Like, there's few animes that really got me to feel like there's few animes that really get me to cry. And this anime definitely did that to me, especially towards the end of the first season. It's like, it made me really emotional. And not a lot. I can't say that with a lot of anime. So.
Kiyuna.
So
I personally have seen it before, but it's been a little while, so I don't know every single detail from Yuki Yuna. But it's really sad. Kind of remind me of Madoka Magica.
Yeah. So, GT Hunter, is there a question you'd like to ask? If you're still here.
Yeah, I think he is one of Gushin's fans that came in.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I recognize that name on YouTube sometimes. Or on the Discord. Major Armstrong, you want to participate in the podcast? You are mute right now, though.
Oh, do we have a person that's in?
Major Armstrong.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to, that's fine. But if he wants to just participate in the Twitch chat, then that's what I need more of. definitely give me a follow if you haven't already, Mr. Armstrong, because I need as many people as I could to get that affiliate status.
Talking about his Twitch channel.
What did he say? What is he saying?
He's trying to write something on voice chat text.
But yeah, in regards to Yuki Yuna, oh my god. Sup. I have to push start something like that. What does he mean by that? What do you mean by pushing
I
start?
have to push the start. Oh, it's that thing that in order for you to talk, you need to keep it pressed. Let me fix that real quick. Use voice activity. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, try now, Major Armstrong. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
certainly nice to meet you, Mr. Armstrong. Welcome
Nice to meet
to
you
the
too.
11th episode of my podcast, where
Uh-huh.
I talk about geek culture, I talk about anime culture, whatever.
Senpai.
Oh, thank you.
No.
It it works like a
You should.
charm.
Oh, okay. So GT Hunter Gaming, is that you, Major Armstrong?
Yep, he just gave me a
Yes,
follow. He's
yes,
a
sir.
Oh,
That's me.
okay.
he's official. I officially have
Nice.
48 followers now. I need two. I need I need two more actually.
Yeah.
Need
Well,
two
that's
more.
good. That's good.
And definitely, yeah. If you know anybody else that has a Twitch channel, get them to watch this too, or give me a follow because I probably play some games that people that you know that like. So they're into Genshin Impact, they're
Uh,
into Persona series, they're into SMT. Any like I'm trying to get into other JRPGs, Tales of series, maybe Near Automata is like down the list. Like I'm literally an up and coming streamer. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. That in a nutshell, pretty much.
try to host your channel then, and see if that work for any.
Cool.
It's crazy that we're already in 2021, honestly.
Oh, he's
That's pretty
hosting.
crazy.
Whoa. Thank you, my dude.
He's now hosting my stream with one viewer. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna actually
But
have to
he's
set. I'm gonna
sharing.
have to set up the alert for that. Maybe something from Yuki Yuno related. But dang, thanks, dude.
No problem.
All right. So, do you have any questions for me, Mr. Hunter, Mr. Armstrong, I should say?
So wait, so is there like a certain topic at hand, or is just anything exactly, or?
Usually I have like a set topic prepared, but this time it's just a chill stream. It's like ask me anything that you're curious about in terms of like the stuff that I do. Like the stuff that I usually do is Linux would say it's like Smash VODs. I do the occasional vlog. Um, Pretty much. If Denox wants to add more to like my description.
Hmm. So it's like, so are you new to like being a content creator?
Um, I have experimented on things before.
Mm-hmm.
I would say when I was a teenager, I used to upload a lot of like Mugen videos, which is like a fighting game engine. So that was like my thing back in the day, and also like Ribbon games like Step Mania. But that didn't last for too long because I had like other interests, and it was only
Mm-hmm.
semi recently where I really became really serious about content creation. Well, mostly just a game, gaming content, which is like streaming and on Twitch and
Yeah.
really just making this serious. And I also realized that on top of gaming and stuff, I could start my own podcast because I had a friend of mine who suggested because I'm such a fan of these sort of things, I should do my own podcast. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I joined Enox's server, and then later down the line, I asked him if he wanted to be like a co-host for my podcast that I wanted to start, and he agreed. And then now we're like 11 episodes in, and essentially like all intents and purposes, this is pretty much my baby project, I guess, for now. till something else comes down the pipeline, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah, we started together pretty much like since the first episode back in summer, was it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the first episode was like
It's
a
been a little while.
pilot. It was kind of just testing the grounds. But every episode we've been talking about like Persona 5 Royal because at the time Neox was, I finished Persona 5 Royal, the month or so that it came out, and he finished like a couple months later after me. So that was like majority of our topics if we ever ran out of topics to talk about. But majority of it was we covered like
Oh
anime
yeah.
mostly. We covered like Todabi. We covered anime conventions, like anything that's to deal with mostly the Japanese side of things. On top of being
Exactly.
like into like stuff, I'm into like rather like kind of niche things. Like recently, I got really excited of hearing. Not sure if you guys are into this. Type Moon has some new like stuff announced. Like they recently announced a remake of Tsukihime, which is like the predecessors to the Fate series, the Fate Stay Night series, and it's been a long time coming for that series to finally have like a remake visual novel. So that might mean like an anime of that's gonna come out down the line. And I've been so disinterested in like Fate Grand Order because it just got kind of like really repetitive like over time. But like Tsukihime, I'm absolutely excited about because it's not like Saber or any of those things like where it's like, oh, we've seen the same thing over and over. It's something different basically.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm gonna give you guys a chance to ask me something before I
Oh, okay.
go off topic.
Yeah, I think I asked one question already. I think we can give GT Hunter Gaming a chance, but there's one thing I want to say before anything. In case you don't know, GT Hunter Gaming, aka Armstrong,
Mm-hmm.
I also have a podcast of my own every couple of weeks called The Show Stream in my YouTube channel. So, if you want to also participate in the podcast those days, you could do that as well on Tuesdays. So, just want to put that out there. And we usually do these type of podcasts on Thursday. It's just that since we didn't have Smash Night tonight, we decided to do the Kiefcast today on a Friday
Yeah.
on New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you have any question for Keefster, GT Hunter?
Yeah. It's like, is it more like a statement, more or less than a question? I mean, is it okay if I just state than a question?
I mean, it could be whatever as long as it's not graphic in nature, because sometimes I put this on YouTube and YouTube would not be okay with like not safe for work.
Oh yeah,
Let's just put it that way.
true. And they could take down your video later.
But anyways, whatever you want to say, you can.
Yeah.
This is open forum.
This is just really. I'm mostly just a tip, I guess you could say, for just for everybody generally. I guess most of
Sorry for the late join. I just finished dinner.
Oh hey, Carter.
Hiya, Carter.
So, now, since you was mentioning the really growing channels and stuff like that, I kind of want to touch bases on that particularly because I know there's a lot. I mean, a lot of content creators out there.
I know.
Different
Right.
streaming forms. We all could agree, as being a gaming content creator, it's just like
Yeah. It's definitely a big endeavor. I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to be like the next PewDiePie or Markiplier or any of those people. I'm just looking to like put my name out there, like sort of just express myself, so to speak.
And that's and I honestly I kind of was talking about something like that in one of my streams actually. Is that like everybody's channel is kind of pretty different at the end of the day, and not everybody's channel is going to be exactly alike. So, for example, I doubt that Dinox's channel is going to be something similar like Goshen's or whoever, because he makes it in his own way. That's pretty much just with
Yeah.
Yeah,
any.
I know. Well, I'm already a little bit different from Denox. For one thing, that's different for me from Denox is I play a lot more JRPGs. I'm trying to get more into JRPGs. I probably play a little bit more than he probably plays a fair amount, but his main thing is like
I play it off
platformers and
screen.
stuff. But it's like for me, it's like
But
that's probably gonna be like my main focus of like streaming. It'd be like the big like JRPGs, whether that be the popular ones like Final Fantasy VII Remake, or will it be like kind of like the more specific fan base like SMT, Shin Megami Tensei, whatever it happens to be, Persona, or Yakuza. Well, Yakuza's a different thing, but it's part of the
Yeah.
And I'm also like an otaku. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm a big anime fan, so it's like sometimes I would do. That's why I do the Kiefcast. So it's an
you didn't
excuse.
cut off.
It's an excuse for me to talk about anime, talk about weeb stuff, talk about waifus. That's why waifus is also like a constant topic that is going to be brought up. And speaking of, quick good shout out to the latest like best girl that I add to like my best girl like lists. That Yukiura, which is like Toga Mimori, which is like the one of the main characters from the series. I'm not gonna get into her yet, but she's such an amazing character. Everything that this girl goes through is just awe-inspiring to put it in words. But yeah. That's why I was like pulling up like pictures of her because after finishing like both seasons of Yuki Yuda, I just felt really good inside. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have any like other questions, then I'm up for them too.
I just
Taking
wanted
some questions down.
I just wanted to kind of really say, well, I kind of really didn't mention. I should say this way, but I wanted to mention because I feel like another issue that some people say certain issues with some people who really trying to really grow and have some kind of potential or your channel, however you're going to grow it and however you're going to take it, stuff like that. I feel like it's the concept of where most people don't know on where how can we, well, not how can we, but how can I able to share my channel out with the outside world, and one of the examples I wanted to kind of give out is that I was at like a gathering. This is like happened last year. Not last year. I'm thinking 2020. The year before last. The year before last, I pretty much was at like a little small. It was like a guy's days out at a church gathering, and I was talking with this one guy that who actually, let me get his little business. He actually he does a screen, stage, music, and video production. And I was just talking to him, basically telling him, channel, etc., how we grow, all that kind of stuff. And so, like, well, hey, I have this business here, which can do this, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, well, we could do like a whole little partnership thing like this. So, in which he didn't really mind to. And so, like, because I actually was talking to him about, my channel and what I expect to do in the future, that he wouldn't mind doing so.
Yeah.
And so like that could have been gave me a good opportunity to really get my voice out there. And so if he, let's say if he gets popular, then that would help me out. Now, another thing which had happened earlier last year, before Corona started the kicking place, I was
Yeah.
at the beach. And the whole time I was at the beach, I was sitting there going around accidentally almost about my channel. Now, of course, I had to be professional about it. If I
Yeah.
want people to subscribe to, my Twitch or whatever,
Yeah.
then I sit there, thought of me a good sales pitch. Thought of myself a good sales pitch. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to say to everybody.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. I almost got like 10, 15, almost dang near 20 people already within that one day. Maybe even more than that.
Right.
And so like to me, how kind of makes it easier for you to get people is that one big issue that most people have is that they just go to any and everybody. Some people do that,
Yeah.
but I feel like the key I know is that just go for the people that you feel that you honestly can feel their energy. Like, all right, I can connect with this person. I
Right.
can really get this person to really subscribe to
Right.
what I want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
if you try to do something, then you got what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now it's like a gambling process, so it's not may
It
not
is.
work.
It's like you never know. Like when I do this, when I do like the Among Us thing, I did it like an Among Us stream like a couple 3-4 weeks ago, and a time when what was her name, Blossom, Blossom,
Awesome Blossom.
yeah, Awesome Blossom, and she brought in her friend like Lady Brittany. Like she and Ladios were able to amass like five like I had like five different followers that day, and I was at the time I think maybe 35, 45 followers like, and because of that, that actually boosted like my follow count close to 47 at the time, and now it was at 47. Now it's at 48. So whatever I did that night, I did something right, and I felt like this is where it starts.
It's how people work together. Wow.
Yeah, and games like Among Us seems to be the key to that success because it's like it's the sort of game that doesn't exclude a certain niche of people. It's a sort of game that sort of brings all sorts of people together. Like I'm just talking about the positive aspects of games like that. Of course, we're not gonna get into that.
Exactly. When we did the stream, but it all depends. For me, it's not always Among Us. Usually, Mario Maker gets me new viewers as well. Whenever I do live streams, like almost every Saturday, like there's always like someone new that comes in and wants to send me a level. I play them, and some of these people are regular viewers today of other videos I do. So you never know who you're gonna run into for sure.
Yeah,
You have to experiment with different things.
and that's why I don't try to like do like only Smash. I did like a while back. I did a Toho experiment stream that didn't even get me any views. But I'm willing to do it again eventually. I tried to do No More Heroes the other day, and unfortunately OBS was really lagging hard, so I couldn't even do a proper stream with that.
Card, right?
Yeah, with the capture card. So
Hey.
I may need to invest in another one. It's a maybe at this point.
You really acting up that much?
Kind of, yeah. I don't know why,
Ooh,
but
that's awesome.
also things like that. So I try to find like other ways to mitigate that. The other ways to mitigate that is, fortunately, Stream has like a large library of games that I can really be playing. So eventually, when I get big enough, I want to get to the point where it's like, okay, if I run out of games to play, maybe my audience or my followers or whoever can suggest me games to play, and I can try out. So we will all be on the same page essentially, and that's gonna be. I guess my stream would also be like kind of like Let's Plays in some ways. So it's like I'm playing like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne whenever I get that. It's gonna be my first time playing, and then when I stream it, some of you guys might be on the same page. If I get a veteran player that played the game before, all the better because they could likely help me out as I play. So it's a win-win for that
Yeah.
audience. It's a win-win for the new audience that are going to get into the games for the first time. It's a win-win for me because it's my first experience. That's basically what I'm hoping for. That's basically what I'm hoping to strive. So,
Exactly. Endless possibilities for sure.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So any other?
Wait,
Does
Hikaru,
Hikaru want
have
to
any questions?
ask me anything? Sorry.
Well, for the most part, I stayed silent because I know you guys were mainly talking about your channels and becoming famous. For me, I can't really do that because I'm not a I have a YouTube channel. I just don't really record anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say much, but for me as a viewer, I do like it whenever the person playing does do the games. Even if he doesn't enjoy them, just doing one episode for me is enough. And for me, there's a lot of games I can't play because of my epilepsy.
Yeah.
So even watching someone else play, I can do that because whenever there's flashing lights, all I have to do is look away.
And honestly, that's also my hope for bringing a new audience because it's like there'll be people like what you just explained that has issues, and if they can't physically play the games, at least they can watch my walkthroughs, my perspective of whatever games I'm playing. That's sort of like my hope, actually. So.
Yeah. And I think it means a lot to a lot of people whenever that happens because there's games in the past I've long since forgotten half of the names that I'd always wanted to play, but they had really bad flashing lights, and I only knew this because my brother and my dad would play them. So what I would do instead is I'd watch someone else play them, and then whenever it would get really bad, I would just look away. And I would still have the video on, so the person's still getting the view and the sign that, hey, we're watching it.
Yeah.
Even so, games I play, so there's story games that I play that I don't mind seeing someone else's different perspective, seeing how...
Oops.
Yes.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened just now.
I misclicked. I actually clicked on a different VC because I was checking not Topperbot, Me6 just to see if it posted, and it did, and I actually misclicked on a different chat.
I just saw it looked, I was like, oh, okay.
My bad. But anyways, that's really cool. That's now that you made me realize, as a streamer, upcoming streamer, that I also hold a responsibility because it's not just conduct my words carefully, but there are people like you, Hikaru, that would appreciate the fact that I'm essentially showcasing my. It could be say for example, if I'm playing New Game Plus for Persona 5 Royal, it's gonna be somebody's first time experiencing Persona 5, but it's definitely gonna be technically at this point it's my fifth time if you count the vanilla Persona 5.
That's
probably
crazy.
more than 5 times already. So, but it's be somebody's first time. It's that's kind of my hope. It's oh, you never experienced Persona 5? Well, this is my dude. I'm gonna show you why I love this game so much. So it's there you go.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have actually an actual question for me though, Hikaru? Anything
Well,
that you're curious about?
I joined this really late, so I have no idea what questions have been asked. And honestly, I can't even come up with a question now.
Okay. Well, I guess if I can ask you some things since I'm introducing you to this new anime, we've briefly touched upon this in the beginning of my podcast, but Yuki Yuna, what are your overall thoughts on season 1 so far, based on what you've seen?
When it started off, I was curious about it. I didn't know what it was gonna be like, and I got really hooked. But by we're reaching the end of the season, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm completely hooked, but for completely different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for I feel bad for the girls because of what they have to go through,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what they know. But at the same time, I learn with them, and it's kind of a learning experience, They're growing because of what's going on, but at the same time, it's hurting them in a way that no one should be hurt.
Yeah. I feel with these girls in particular, you're gonna learn. Yuna herself, eventually by season 2, she's gonna go through her own like struggles. Like you see like struggles of the other girls. Like there's something that's like wrong with Yuna herself, and then she has to overcome whatever. And then it's not like Sailor Moon where it's like, oh, they saved the day by like defeating so and so bad guy or Queen Barrier or whatever. It's like no, this show is like, well, they gain awesome power. They gain the Monkais, the blooming effects, whatever it is. But there's a lot more to it than that. There's actually a cost to having such great power, as you've seen so far, right, Hikaru?
Yeah, there's sorry, I had really bad hiccups. They literally have to lose the functions of their body parts just to achieve that power, and you feel bad for them because like it took away the things they love to do the most, like Togo liked to listen to others and was keen on like knowing them. She lost part of her hearing.
Yep.
The older sister liked being able to see things. She liked seeing everyone happy, and she lost part of her sight. Mm-hmm. Itsuki, we all know, wanted to become a famous singer and lost her voice. Yuna liked to be able to taste stuff, lost her taste.
Mm-hmm.
They all lost something that they liked, and that's kind of unfair.
Yep.
In some ways, I wish I could have been there to take away that sort of pain with them.
Yeah, I mean, as a male, like, if I were to DH myself, I wish I could have been like one of their boyfriends, for instance, and be like, you know what? I'm aware of what you're going through. You don't have to suffer alone.
Yeah.
It's messed up that they had to lose something that's really good. That makes it very sad as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It's on a whole new level. It makes you think. Like, they didn't even really choose to be this. They were chosen and forced into this. And you think about the tag, they never warned them. They never told them, hey, this is what happens. Do you still want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
No, they just did it and forced them into this.
Yeah,
now,
it's based it's based on their god that they refer to as Shinju-sama. Shinju-sama like basically forced them to undergo like a battle they didn't ask for, and unfortunately, what's worse, it's like it's a generation of girls. They're not the only ones. They're like other generation of girls that go through this. I would equate this to Fate Stay Night, like a Holy Grail war, like a war in a sense of protecting mankind. It's quite a heavy burden to think about, because it's like you're essentially sending these girls to war, like something that they never really asked for.
Just like AKB 0048 as well.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing their dancing idol stuff, but they also have to fight and defend themselves.
They literally have to put themselves in the face of danger to sing to those who want to hear them. Mm-hmm. It's not fair on those girls either, and they're all really young in a lot of cases.
13.
I think the oldest girl is 23, though I may be wrong.
Wait, AKB 0048 or UT?
Yeah. And AKB 0048, the trainees are very young. It's the successors, and I think the oldest successor is like 23, 24.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they look much younger than that. I thought they were like maybe 17.
I'm just gonna say
it's like the animator decided we're not gonna make these girls look very young, and we're not gonna make them look very old. We're just gonna smash them together. Like they don't look their age.
I think that's kind of like smart marketing.
Hard to believe they're 23.
But yeah, I would say in terms of the generation of girls of Yuki Yuna, it's like you have the main cast, you have Sonoko's team, which also comprises spoiler, Togomiri, which is not like her real name, spoilers. Well, her first true name, because her first true name is actually Washio Sumi. Because like at some point in Washio Sumi as a hero, she did lose her memory. Like, and then you get to the point where she got like the bow tie in her hand, like that actually plays into effect on leading up to that as well, which I'm not going to get into because I want to show Hikaru that when we get to that, because it's seeing that prequel series is going to set up the second season of Yuki Yuna once we get to that as well, which is only 6 episodes also apart from each other. But yeah, this show, and I honestly want to give shout out to two people that pushed me to watch this. It's Nozo, my online girlfriend, and also Mamori, which is like he's a big like fan of like SMT and stuff like that, and they both of them were posting like screenshots of Yuki Yuna. I was like, why does this look familiar? And then
Yeah.
when they posted enough screenshots, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check this out and see for myself. And then I finally did, and I was just blown away and hooked. By the time I get to like episode 5 and stuff, when it takes to the emotions, I was like, dude, this is even better than Madoka Magica. Oh my god.
And Madoka Magica was a great game.
Yeah, and Madoka, not to take credit for Madoka
anime.
Magica either, which is another show I actually want to show Hikaru one day as well. Because Madoka Magica
Cube sucks.
popularized the Dark Magical Girl franchise for sure.
Cube from Madoka Magica is sucking. He's an a-hole.
Yeah, Cube is sus.
He
The most
sucks.
sus of all.
He's super sus.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. I just had to say that the magical girl genre, I would say particularly the dark magical girl genre, is particularly slept on, and people need to be more aware of this show because it's. I'm now getting into like the different characters as a quote unquote hero because it's like I'm getting to Washio Sonoko is a hero, I believe, which is like an ancestor of the other Sonoko.
So it's right before Yuka Yuna? That's what
I'm not particularly sure, but it's like what I also discovered is kind of whether or not to be a spoiler or not. There is actually more than one Yuna, so Yuki is actually not the only like Yuna per se. There's like multiple Yunas. It's like Misaka Makoto from Index and Railgun.
Oh yeah.
It's like multiple
course.
Misaka Makotos. So it's like there's multiple Yunas and like different like sets of girls it seems. And this whole team is like one of the sets of teams, which is like another whole thing on its own. But we can talk about this all day. But it's like for right now, this is basically my favorite anime of like discovering this year, last year, and now like.
Well, yeah, technically because in 2021, like you just started watching in December 20.
Yeah, that's true. And technically, this show the first Yuki Yuna series came out in 2014, so this is actually. Not too old, but not too new either. But anyway, does in regards to like questions about what I'm into or whatever, like, is there any particular questions you want to ask in regards to? Well, I don't know. I'll let you ask because this is a Q&A, so I don't want to keep stealing the show all the time. We're 43 minutes in. Okay.
Aside from magical girls, is there any other specific genre you like?
Yeah.
For
I like a lot of the isekai shows, a lot of like the. I think Neox is knowing how to go with this, so let's see, Rising of the Shield Hero.
Which what? Oh yeah,
the isekai genre, which is
I'm
like
still wondering when that
like
two is coming out.
anime settings where it's like so and so character goes into this other like fantasy world. That's like a popularized genre that I like. And I particularly like Shield Hero because it's like when you get those sort of characters getting into these other worlds, it's like usually like a I'm gonna say like Konosuba for example. It's like the main character is kind of like an idiot, and so when he gets into that world, it's like really like not serious. But Shield Hero sort of just flipped that a little bit, and it's like the main character goes through accusations. He goes through like a lot of things that try to kill him basically, and it wasn't until he found like characters like Reptalia that are like misunderstood characters that try to help him out of this situation. So
yeah,
like, that's what
so
makes the show sort
that
of
he bought
special, like compared to the other ones. And I guess another genre that I found myself enjoying is honestly, I like all sorts of things. I do like my shonen. I do like my my other favorite anime is not even a shonen. It's like a mech too. So Code Geass, like Lelouch of the Rebellion. This series pretty much propelled me to watching like maybe realize like shows can be like close to masterpieces, and I would say Code Geass is definitely close to like a masterpiece, because by the time we
Code
hit like,
Geass
the
amazing.
second season, yeah, it is simply amazing. I can't really describe it
I
in
saw
words,
both of the seasons.
but it is phenomenal. Like, probably besides
Right.
Steins Gate, like probably my favorite. I always put Steins Gate or this as my top. Probably my top two favorite animes of all time, like bar none. Seriously, like I think I'm gonna have to show you this Hikaru as well because this show is like
Right?
a nice package of like politics, but also like it's less about the mechs and more about power and what you do with that power. And Lelouch is a character that really like spoke to me in terms of like his revenge story and everything. But yeah, it's such an amazing series. So yeah, like isekai, mecha, shonen, seinen even. I guess we can say like Fist of North Star. It's like a seinen series. Series that are a little bit more graphic. I've been watching anime for quite a long time, so I think I have in my anime list. Let me see my anime list. I forget what I go by now. This, but let me see. Well, I don't remember like my username on my anime list, but I had in my anime list, and I had a list of like all the animes that I've seen, and yeah, I have seen quite a lot of anime over the years, but I could probably pull up my Crunchyroll if anything to show you in case like the anime that I've seen. But anybody else has any other questions? I don't want to keep the conversation a little bit hanging dry.
Let's see. I'm
I
still
was about to
thinking
ask.
of.
Yeah.
I was about to ask if there was an anime you
something
forgot.
that. Oh.
Is there an anime?
Oh,
that-
you cut off Denox. I didn't realize you were talking.
No, I was just gonna ask Keefster, how many amiibos do you own right now?
How many amiibos do I own? Well, I should have been a little bit more prepared because I have to count them. I think I have about 5 or 6. Let's see. Marv.
No, you had some from back in the day as well.
Yeah, most of them are from Smash 4 era. Actually, Joker is like the only ultimate amiibo that I have so far. But I want to say
really?
you know what? I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and count them.
I got a handful of them.
I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna count them real quick.
Oh, okay, sure. So yeah, while we're waiting for Keefster, so yeah, Hikaru. So out of all the animes you watched, what do you think is your top 3 best anime ever that you enjoyed?
This question's actually like gives me a lot of mixed emotions. Mainly because the best anime I watched, I never got its title. I just remember like it was a very interesting plot where the girl was literally like she was trying to find her lover essentially, and he was on this quest because he'd done a lot of bad things, and he was trying to fix those bad things essentially. And I remember like she finds him and he literally tells
Make
her.
your BRB.
Oh.
All right. Yeah.
Huh? You were saying Keefster?
Did you leave again? I thought it was back. Survival normal.
Be right back. Oh, okay. So you put the be right back logo on.
Yeah, I'm back. That's
from OBS, right?
Yeah, I'm back. So what were we talking about? I had to step out for like a couple seconds. Hello?
No problem.
We're here.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, chat is super dead. Super King dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I know the chat is dead. So, besides like anime that I've seen, is there like questions you
Okay.
know, like about games I play.
What's your favorite game?
What about?
Like of all time?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to.
I think I know the
answer.
answer to
I
that
mean,
one.
I want to say Persona, but I mentioned Persona like every episode, so I'd say besides Persona, my favorite game besides that, well, right now I'm replaying No More Heroes, but screw it. I guess I could say Tales of Berseria because of my wife Eleanor of that game. Like, she's best girl.
You are so obsessed with
Yeah, like
Eleanor,
I truly love that character. That character doesn't get enough
for
love.
sure.
She doesn't get enough merchandise, which upsets me.
True.
But
If she has merchandise, you'll probably in a heartbeat get it. Right?
oh yeah, like I probably like if they have like a figure line collection of her, I'd probably be, more inclined to get it. So real quick, this is basically her, best girl I considered of the series, and I like her choice of weapon because it's it's a lance, it's a spear, and she was like formerly a exorcist of Artoris, and you found out that Artoris was like the first shepherd. If you play Tales of Asteria, it will make sense to you, but essentially, um, she long story short, she basically worked for the bad guys, and she was like a spy for the bad guys. But it turns out that she's actually really like not crazy like the rest of them, the rest of the exorcists. Because the rest of the exorcists wants to brainwash the world to like get them to live a certain way, and let's just say she's one of the better people of among that faction. And yeah, I don't want to really get into the plot because it's gonna get too convoluted, but Tales of Berseria is a really good game with a great combat system, I would say.
I love Velvet Grove. Lisa.
So it's like that, and then also Fire Emblem Three Houses is also another favorite game of mine that I enjoy because of the fact that.
Tell you that.
The funny thing is, in my playthrough, I people were thinking I would marry like Edelgar, but actually I went to the church route, so I didn't go to Edelgar's route, and I ended up recruiting and marrying Annette. Let me see, Annette, Fire Emblem. No, not time skip, but yeah, her time skip is really cute. But yeah, I really love this character. Like since I recruited her, and she's one of the best like spell casters in the game, and basically in my first playthrough of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I don't regret like marrying this girl because she's just like so sweet and stuff like that. And by the way, the voice actress of this
Which
girl.
girl was it? Because for some reason.
Can't see. Annette from Fire Emblem.
Able to see for some reason.
Annette from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Maybe it's because I think it's because I'm also uploading a video right now and I'm gonna premiere it tomorrow. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but it's Annette from Three Houses for Fire Emblem Three Houses. From the Blue Lion's house.
Okay, now I see Annette. Slow,
Yeah.
but I see it.
Yeah, that's the one I married in my first playthrough, but yeah, I guess my top three big games are Fire Emblem Three Houses, Persona 5, and Tales of Berseria.
I see, yeah.
In none in particular order. And I guess you would notice like my favorite girls tend to be like orange or red hair, or sometimes even black,
Ultimate would have been your top
or
three
sometimes
for
even
sure.
black hair, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, and any other questions? Mr. Major Armstrong.
What are all the?
Yeah. What's that?
Oh yeah, Armstrong, you there? You want to talk? You hear us?
Say what y'all got to say. I didn't want to interrupt. Be honest.
First.
To be honest, like I can't really think of no questions particularly. That's what I kind of was thinking about. Uh, shit.
I mean, it's a podcast. You can be as proper, like off the script as you want. We're not really scripting this. It's like just chilling and hang out and like asking,
Yeah,
having.
So,
mini
okay.
it's like my podcast.
So, all right. Everybody, I'm assuming everybody's seen Naruto, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I've seen at least up to most of Shippuden, and at least
Yeah.
most of Shippuden. I didn't see any of the Boruto stuff. Like I've seen clips of it, but it's like after when they got into the Boruto stuff, I kind of got turned off by the series. To be honest, like I'm not really into that. But yeah,
It's
I was
the
into
same
Naruto
thing.
when it was at its hype for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Now, I wanted to bring it up because it's like, honestly, I really didn't have like a lot of people just having input, but like, I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of the Shippuden main story mode and how they went and how it turns out and stuff like that. Okay. Now, let's just say alternatively that some things might have changed, like if some of the characters didn't die, if certain characters didn't do what they did, instead of doing this. So if if the story would have went different, how would y'all expect to see Naruto than it is now?
That's interesting.
Hmm.
I think I remember when it got to its like hype. Things really start to change the tone when Sasuke left initially. So I feel like um, it's hard to pinpoint which specific events. Like I don't know. I would say like if things were a little bit different, then who knows? Maybe let's just say for instance, I'm just getting a specific example. What happens if Neji never died in during like the Edo Tensei War? Like, what if somehow like he was able to survive through the war? Would that change like the Boruto characters in a way? I don't know. It's hard to really say. Because unlike Dragon Ball Z, like characters in Naruto don't come back to life unless it's like reanimation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to really say that you know if a certain thing
Maybe
happens,
One
if certain
Piece.
characters didn't die, what would happen? There's fan fictions that explore um, what if scenarios, but I don't know. Do you have an answer to that, Denox?
Honestly, I can't say much because I haven't watched too much of Shippuden myself. I only got to like episode 50, and then I kind of stopped watching for a long while because there was too many fillers. And I kind of got into other animes and then never got back into it like really afterwards ever since. So there's not much I can say about the ending, except for what I heard so far. I know that Naruto married Hinata and stuff, and they had their children and stuff. Sasuke ended up with Sakura,
I just
and
want
then
to
Sasuke
say real
left for a
quick,
journey or
I'm
something.
glad that Naruto.
That's about it.
I'm just gonna
On
say
the
real.
mention of Sakura, this
Go
is just a side note and a little tangent I'm going to go on.
Yeah, go for
But
it.
I make a lot of my characters. I give them the name Sakura because I like Sakura trees. Like I have a weird fascination with it. I get so many people that like start talking crap about me because of my character's name because they immediately assume it's because of Naruto. And they
Wait,
go
what?
on about and they go on about how Sakura's crap and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, bruh, I do not need
Bruh.
your lecture. I
Yeah.
just like cherry
I just
trees.
want to get this out of the way, just to put the naysayers down a little bit. The way I see like Sakura as a character, I don't think she is as bad as people make out to be. She definitely has her role and her purpose, but it's like, yes, I would agree she doesn't really contribute much in terms of the overall arc story. But actually, like, as the fact that she's a medical ninja proves that she does have a place you know, in the world that she's in. Like, she's not useless as people say that she is. But at the same time, I'm so glad that Naruto married Hinata instead of Sakura because let's just be honest, Sakura's too much of
You not to love her more.
Sakura's too much of a tsundere for one thing. She's gonna constantly hit Naruto, and another thing, like Hinata actually treats him with respect, and she actually loves him. So I feel like the pairing just works, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a lot of stuff that would change because it's like since that show really technically have like almost like a domino effect. Like, so for instance, back when if I bring up Itachi, for instance, Itachi, well, I think when I believe Donzo going for Itachi, like, look, want you to go and cut everybody in your whole crew. And Itachi was like, all right, big bet, I'm gonna go ahead and roll over there and do that. So if it's because Itachi did everybody, even his younger brother, but he was like, nah. It kind of reminds me of that one part of the Pirates of the Caribbean where like this one guy was like, well, he leaves one person and gets to tell the tale of what's going on. So it kind of almost was like that, but with the brother. But it was more like, well, I want you to grow up. I want you to be different. I don't want you to be like me, kind of thing. So it's like, if in the alternate timeline would say that like if Donzo never told him to go kill his whole clan, which would mean that all beliefs that Sasuke would have been less of an ass in the show. Everybody knows that Sasuke
Yeah.
wasn't much of his whole.
Another thing that I want to bring up as a what if, and since we speak about Naruto, what if Sasuke returns like earlier and be like a kind of like an anti-hero, like much earlier than when he initially did? Like, would that have changed Shippuden's like a little bit if he were to be more of an ally to Naruto's gang or not? You know, maybe, but I would say like Sasuke definitely has purpose. Honestly, I want to give shout outs to characters like Rock Lee, Shikamaru. Like those characters and their developments are really awesome because like Shikamaru like graduated to a Chunin like pretty early in his career, and then Rock Lee, like despite being like a ninja and not be able to do ninjutsu, like he he made up for excelling in taijutsu, and he's a kind of like a love letter to Bruce Lee. You know, Bruce Lee's like awesome, so it's like, you know, characters like that. I like, honestly, I like characters like that a little bit more than the main cast, even, to be honest with you.
They're underrated. They deserve more love, especially Lockley.
Yeah,
It was pretty unique.
yeah, I would say so. Um, and I believe he was in a death battle against Sanji recently too, from One Piece, which, but yeah, I would say my favorite long-running anime, since no one asked this, but I'm just gonna give like a shout. Actually, my favorite long-running anime that I sometimes go was Detective Conan, and I'm recently getting into the Lupin the Third franchise series because there's like more than one part. Just like JoJo has more than one parts, and it's like I don't know what it is, but in a way, Lupin's game kind of reminds me of the Phantom Thieves, where it's like, in fact, the Phantom Thieves were sort of inspired by Lupin the Third, actually, because it's like Lupin's like the mastermind, and he's the descendant of Arsene Lupin, the original Arsene Lupin. He's the third generation. Let me show that in the thing. So this classic series has spanned since like the 1960s or 70s, and it's like this guy had a crossover with Detective Conan, and it's like kind of like a clash between the two different sides. It's like on one hand you have Detective Conan, he's like the more like he's like the detective. So Conan, whereas Lupin is like a gentleman master thief. Like he schemes, he thinks of like heists to steal like the next treasure, kind of like what the Phantom Thieves do, except they don't steal treasure, they steal hearts.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really interesting. Like how, and by the way, there's an anime movie that I would recommend you guys see. If you guys want an entry point into the Lupin the Third series and never seen an episode of Lupin before, I highly recommend the movie Castle Cagliostro, which is like the movie that Hayao Miyazaki produced for the very first time. It actually got him the name recognition. So I would actually recommend this Miyazaki movie because you don't need to be a big Lupin the Third to appreciate the movie. It's like very, very well produced. In fact, if you need like an anime movie to watch, I absolutely 110-20% recommend this movie. It's so good. So, in terms of favorite animes of like all time, like those are some of like my favorites. Besides like the ones I mentioned already. So, is there any other questions you guys want to ask?
I do also have a question, perhaps. So, how do you guys feel about the live action movies? Live action anime movies such as Dragon Ball Revolution, Death Note, even freaking what was the other anime?
What about you think Detective Pikachu also counts as well? Or this
Well,
other
yeah.
movie from Japan?
I think the only decent one I would say is have you seen Battle Angel Alita? That's actually
Oh,
really
that's
good.
a good one.
That's actually a really good one, to be honest with you.
I agree.
But
I
besides
watched
that,
it. I enjoyed it.
oh my god, why did they decide to adapt like Dragon Ball Z into like an anime, like I mean into a live action like?
Yeah,
But besides, but because they did that, if they never did that, we never would have gone Dragon Ball Super. If you think about it.
it's I don't know because see like
In a way, yeah.
I feel like in a lot of ways, when they try to do that to adapt to a younger viewer, but then they lose like the feeling in it. Like Dragon Ball was great as an anime. I think I watched like one episode of the live action and completely lost interest in Dragon Ball altogether.
Yeah.
That
really
live
sucks.
action was evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because
live action in general suck. Now, I will say my brother Tony took me to Detective Pikachu, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, and Alita was good too.
I feel like it depends. Like the live action, it depends on what the person's intentions are. If it's just a money grabber, or if they truly intend to keep the feel of the actual show. Like, for instance, Walking Dead, they recently made a movie based off, I think, the book,
Mm-hmm.
the comic. And my whole family was hooked on it up until they went off the book and killed Carl. And it just goes to show if you don't keep the feel, you can lose a whole entire fan base. Because as far as I've seen, Walking Dead's now kind of sunk into irrelevancy.
Yeah.
It's no longer relevant.
to be honest, I feel like especially when you want to make a live action, especially from like an animated series, particularly anime, it's like she said, it just if you're messing it up in a way that it kind of loses the feeling. It's like, and also in addition to that, it makes the people not like that particular show. So if that person who just get into watching animated say and see the live action version like Death Note, nobody liked the Death Note live action movie. So somebody was seeing that first, then seeing the anime, then they gonna lose all the interest because only certain animes that would be like, okay, I can see this be a live action. Most of them aren't because it's hard, especially if certain shows have more than one season, and then especially if there's like a lot of major key points that makes the anime like interesting, that makes it like the anime. That like if you sit there just pick and choose what you want and expect that's gonna work, then it makes it a lot of bad reviews. It makes it more the negative impact because what it's going to end up doing is that when people want to decide to make a live action on that particular anime, then not a lot of people gonna want to see that because they're gonna feel like, all right, if this anime is gonna be bad, you know what I'm saying? Well, how is gonna set this up? So everybody's gonna be very just so itchy about it because it's like I don't know if I really want to spend my money, and I don't know if it's good or not. So like when people did the one for Dragon Ball, they messed that up People say.
Yeah,
You know,
for real.
They
Yeah.
definitely screwed the pooch on that, and that, believe it or not, I've heard from like a neighbor or something like that actually made Akira Toriyama super angry, that to the point where he decided, you know what, I'm gonna come back or something like that. Yeah,
Because he had no involvement of that project, right?
yeah,
And he
He's like,
said,
"You're-"
"This is not how you make Dragon Ball.
exactly. But
I'm gonna show
yeah,
you how Dragon Ball is really made. That's a big suit."
it's like, ha! I'll show you that my full power of how I make Dragon Ball or stuff like that. This is so funny. But I just want to say, like, there are some things that are not meant to be. Okay, this is just a disturbing image, but what, you know, can you imagine them making, like, say, I don't know, Yuki Yuna or like Madoka into live action? Will that have the same cutesy
It could,
appeal?
it could
That would
maybe
be
work. Who
like
knows?
weird, bro. I mean, unless
I
you,
don't.
unless you count cosplayers, then it's like that's a different story.
Cosplayers, yeah, they could be cosplayers and look exactly alike.
Well,
Okay,
even cosplayers try and keep the feel of the anime they're cosplaying in. And it's why, like, right now, I don't cosplay as any specific character because,
Okay.
like, if I could essentially ruin someone's experience if I don't cosplay
Oh
right.
my gosh, that is so adorable.
You should cosplay just how you really want to, and if you want to look as good as possible as that character, then go for it. But if there's something that you're not able to control or do, then don't let people's judgment get to you, because you're there to have fun at the end of the day. Unless it's a cosplay contest, of course,
Yeah.
and even that they have to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Because not everybody are have enough money to where okay, I can get the top of the line materials to make this specific cosplay. So if I want to decide to cosplay as a certain character, everybody gonna want to look the best, out of everybody. So when he come walk up in the building, come looking at me. But if you aren't able to really exceed that expectation of where okay, this is what I really want, but because you can't, you gotta do one next thing that's possible. But at the end, you may feel like, all right, I may look good for this character, whoever I'm cosplaying about, and the next person that playing the same character look like 3 times better than you. Then they gonna be like, well, what you trying to do? What you trying to go for? This is not even what it is, and this and that. It's not the aspect of who can look the best, like it's some contest, but you did what you got to do. You did it because you like it. You know what I'm saying? You felt like because you enjoyed that character that you want to look at how you want to put it with your money with your mouth is pretty much.
Exactly.
And not just that, like
Yeah.
add on like the fans. People get really passionate about the characters. So if you cosplay as a character
Oh yeah.
you love, like
Yeah.
it can be a make or break. Like I remember I was in a game where it was basically a cosplaying game, except there was no camera and it was your character. And someone literally pretty much flipped me off because the character I was in was his favorite, and I wasn't doing it perfectly. Of course, and again, there's the Sakura. I either get crapped about because my roleplay name is Sakura, or I get told about how great Sakura is a player and how I'm a disgrace because I'm not even roleplaying like her. It all just depends, like. There's some very down to earth fans, I will say, who are even willing to help you cosplay.
This is actually.
But there's some very, very, very passionate fans.
To interrupt you for a second, Hikaru, this is actually my favorite
Sure.
Sakura in the game because this is Sakura Matori from the Fate series. She's honestly like one of my favorite Sakuras that I come to know.
She's pretty cute.
Yeah, she went through so much. I'm not gonna get into why, but it's like it's really good.
It's crazy that we're already at the second day of 2021. In my time already, not Teacher's time.
Oh no,
we
yeah.
are?
I'm
I am. It's 12.
It's 8
It's
o'clock
called 8
in
a.m.
my
now.
So, yeah.
It's
Yeah, you guys
still
are. I'm in the future right
I
now.
realize that in that case, you're kind
Tell
of.
me, Denox, what happens in the future?
Yeah.
Well, not much. I'm talking with you guys right now.
Are we out of coronavirus yet, or do we have a vaccine?
Sadly,
Since you live in the future?
the vaccines may not always work because the side effects and all that stuff. But you got to be very careful. They kind of rush the vaccine,
time
but who
travel and
knows?
anime,
Maybe
like,
some
Actually,
work for some people.
this is just a funny little thing, but I had a customer who came in who had like paint on his head. He looked like he was a ghost pretty much because he gotten paint all over him. I was about to like ask, like I was about to like say, "Hi, how's your day, sir?" He goes, "Oh, don't worry, this is just from the vaccine."
nice.
But how long does the side effects last?
Okay, so
Can they do
have you guys
the
seen this new
side effects?
meme? Okay, let me show you real quick on my Facebook, real quick. Like, there's this meme.
My mom literally thought they were going to kill people through the vaccine because of population
Okay.
control.
So essentially, okay. Let me get to it.
She's going really deep into conspiracy theories. I love her, but seriously.
Okay. Look at this real quick. December 31st, 2020. January 1st, 2020 remastered. I'll take it. I'll give you a few seconds to process that.
Oh.
So what people are memeing, it's like, oh, 2020 is going to repeat again, New Game Plus.
Yeah, pretty much.
2020 Part 2.
2020 pre-sequel.
Oh yeah, I guess we can react to some memes. The stimulus is 1200. You get that like a Majin Buu face. The 600, Patrick Star. Okay, let me see if there's another one.
Crap. Now that I remember, I gotta let my dad know about the email that I just got for stimulus. Should be coming soon.
I'm soon.
I heard some people already got it in the States.
Okay. Is it time?
As far as I know,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it, so I cannot confirm nor deny it. But
Okay.
I haven't asked my parents if they got it yet, but I'll ask it on somebody. Is it time to go? 2020? Was that a good year? 2020. Oh, by the way, people in the past, Happy New Year. In case I haven't said that already to my audience, in the past, is it time to go yet? Was I a good year? No. Jesus fucking Christ, no. You guys see this?
Do you want to relive 2020?
nope,
No, hell no.
not even for $1 million.
But honestly, if I never went through 2020, I wouldn't have been in the United States, so I wouldn't have met
What?
Hikaru. So I would.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
I don't mind living it once. I'm just not gonna live it again.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of good and bad. And there's definitely a lot of character development I've gone through, but
Yeah, for sure.
I'm good on going through it again.
Yeah, but what about 2019 when there was no coronavirus? You wouldn't mind going to that time.
In general,
right?
2019 was a decent year for me. But 2020 was kind of a rough year, especially in December. It was probably the most rough year of me of all because, like, the month before that was like my Switch being AFK. But like in December, you guys know what happened to me personally. Like one of the major events that happened. So it's like I'm not gonna get into this in this podcast, but it's like when that happened, like my entire family like really like was in shambles, like for at least a week or so. So.
Or
if I think 2020 was a character, I would say that like 2020 be like Frieza.
Honestly, you could probably
Actually,
search him up, and 2020 will be a character.
No. You know what 2020 is? Since we watched Yuki Yuna recently, 2020 is basically Shinju-sama. Like, the one that made all these girls suffer so much. Like, that's what 2020 is. It's 2020 is Shinju, the evil god.
Yeah,
God that forces people to do things. Or, like, the Holy Grail. Like, the omnipotent, like, being that is, like, throwing bad stuff at us, basically.
Yeah.
I kind of always liked the Fate series.
Yeah.
What I am worried about the most with 2021 is it's gonna be like the Taigu. They pretty much lie to those girls.
Yes.
Like everyone like 20 has hope for 2021. And I try to. I'm not gonna lie, I try to, but I'm scared, you know? What if it isn't any better? What if it's just another 2020?
Yeah.
That's why I wonder. Well, we're still in the pandemic. That's one thing,
Yeah.
We're
and I still
definitely
have
not
some
out of the
personal
woods
issues
yet.
of my own to deal with.
That's honestly pretty. We're still definitely not out of the woods yet.
No.
But good news, my compilation feedback video will be premiered tomorrow morning. I just finished making it, so Hikaru's there, Keepster's there, Teals and a few others.
You know what? This is just a side note, Denox, but you know what you should do? Is make an option for like channel members. There's a lot of big YouTubers that do that, and I think
Channel
it's pretty
members?
successful. Yeah.
Oh, I mean like if like certain people that probably like if they do Patreon for example, they
Channel members is
just
like
do
that.
that
It's
kind of
literally
stuff.
done.
Is that
It's
what you
done
mean?
through YouTube, and I believe channel members get like specific perks. But if people really enjoy you and they want to help support you, it's an easy way for them to support you because they just pay X amount per month to be a channel member.
Yeah. That's exactly why I'm pushing to get affiliate on my Twitch, because it's
Yeah.
like people can start
Well, I want to get monetized on my YouTube.
people can start becoming members of my fan base, and like, you know, that's exactly what eventually I'm gonna start expanding to YouTube as well once I hit my goal for Twitch, basically. So I think with that, since we're a bit under clock with here, so and I kind of want to start anime night with Hikaru soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and one more time plug in my donation link in the chat. It is also in the about page section of on my Twitch channel. So I think this is like a good Kiefcast. It is great to come back after weeks of not podcasting, so to speak. But does anybody have any final thoughts in terms of just kind of chilling, hanging out, and just
Yeah, it was a fun
the
night,
stuff that you
really.
experience, at least for the
about
past couple of weeks. Like, do you guys have any final thoughts of whatever's going on with you guys, or?
So this is just a joke. But if you want to get really popular, just play Minecraft. Just join a world and you'll get like 5,000 followers.
You know what? I actually might consider that, Hikaru,
That's
because if I'm gonna be a streamer and I'm looking to expand my content, I gotta get out of my comfort zone. So if it ever comes around to that, I'll hold you to that, and maybe you can show me the path of that.
Don't hold me to that. I was joking.
Oh, really? You were not being serious, Hikaru?
Minecraft is popular, but it's not going to instantly get you like 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of Minecraft YouTubers that go
I have like 5 viewers right now. Hey, hi everybody in the chat. Does anybody want to give your homeboy a follow, please?
Well, yeah, just
give Keister a follow, or
please.
or
I
Billy Rasper Joker.
need to get affiliate. I have a Joker avatar. I play Joker for Smash. I'm into magical girls, I guess. Oh, that sounds wrong. Dark magical girls specifically. Any like insert JRPG like Tales of series, Persona, SMT, like that's like my thing. Genshin Impact. If you're into gacha games, I'm probably gonna start streaming like Tales of Crestoria, Fate Grand Order, since they release Senji Muramusa as a unit, which is like Shiro Emiya. Like, if that's your thing, come support me. I am that weeb, or I'm Asian, so I'm not really a weeb according to Edna, but I'm that person that shows like
You're the otaku.
I'm the otaku gamer. Okay, if you're a weeb, you're a fellow weeb, I'm one of you guys. So please give your homeboy a follow.
Otaku is essentially weeb in Asia. or all
Yeah.
Japan mainly.
Whatever. And yeah, that's basically who I am. And if that's to your liking, like, just please give me a follow. I'm trying to make it on Twitch and essentially YouTube in some ways. And I guess we're gonna end this. So Hikaru kind of saying her final thoughts. So does Denox or Hunter Gaming have, or should I say Armstrong have any final thoughts of this episode, or whatever that we talked about, pretty much?
Yes. So just know anybody that's viewing this channel, just support and enjoy 2021 while it's fresh. Okay, enjoy while it's fresh
Yes.
and make the best of it. Okay, everybody in the world. Like I always say, make sure you guys just stay cool. You know what I mean? Always gotta be the coolest kid on the block. Be the best person. Just make your life for the fullest. Okay, don't let nobody say otherwise. That's my little.
Exactly.
And I would just
Very
say,
true.
real quick, 2021, keep your expectations sort of checked, because we all said that 2020 was going to be awesome, and we all know how that turned out. So it's 2020.
Well, I say that. Granted,
Yeah.
I say that every year just out of optimism.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very good to be optimistic, but it's oh my god, well, none of us saw how bad the pandemic was going to be. That's the thing. We all knew kind of the pandemic was going to happen. Heck, I read a research paper on it, as it was happening in the beginning stages in my last few months of college, and it's all the shit that I kind of researched on kind of came true in some ways, and oh my god, yeah, 2020 is definitely not my favorite year, but it at least got me to know you guys. Kind of got me closer to Nozel, my GF.
My Discord server got a lot better.
There's definitely been a lot of good things that happened this year, but the bad things that happened, they just happened. So
Yeah,
I was
I didn't get to
Armstrong
travel
saying,
money.
definitely make the best out of this year. So what about you, Dinos? Any final thoughts you want to say in terms of this? Any way you want to close off?
Well, I'm hoping that 2021 won't be as bad as 2020, but I don't have my expectations too high on that because there's always some. I feel that sometimes as the years passes by, it suddenly gets worse and worse and worse because it could be you may think of it as a conspiracy theory, but something's out there that wants to control the population more and more each year, and stuff that you cannot control that happens, and you have to deal with it. But I'm hoping as well that that I do my best to make it a better year for me, especially with my New Year's resolution I did on Tuesday of this week. So yeah, a couple of days ago or so, and I'm hoping that at least I could achieve some of my goals for 2021.
What the freak?
Even if it's not going to be the best year out there, but we will hope it's better than 2020.
I'm sorry, dude. I just found a random meme of Toku. Look at this real quick before you finish.
Ooh, okay.
What the heck?
Well, in
Okay.
20 days,
Okay,
in less than 20 days from now, Donald Trump
I'm posting
office.
this in the memes, in the meme channel. What?
Yeah,
I
go
can
ahead.
appreciate that, okay?
Holy!
I can appreciate that.
Oh god.
Oh
Honestly,
wow!
Unrelated to that meme,
I
I
could-
do feel like
I
everyone's
just say
trying to
I
make
could
it
care
great
less
to go
about
with
Trump,
out.
but oh my god, that's so base, man. That is so based. That is so base. That's a great way to end the podcast. Okay,
Yeah.
This is what I know everyone would say, begone thoughts and my thing, but I'm just going to say, the way I'm going to end this, thanks for everybody that tuning in, I'm just going to say, Togo Minori, aka Washio Sumi, is best girl. If anyone dispute me of this in the Yuki Yuna fan base, well, there's other characters I'm going to discover, but as of right now, I feel like Togo's my girl, man. She's mine. This Phantom Thief has my sights on her. Be gone. But
Yeah.
yeah, that
And
is
take care. God bless. Stay cool. And until next time. Bye bye. Denox series.
Yeah, and once again,
You know what?
yeah, go ahead.
You know what I just realized?
Huh?
The end of my senior year was, of course, May of 2019. But one of the things I said that I feel like could be used especially now was even in the darkest day, there will always be a light. Or it was something along the lines was my senior quote. Because school had always been a dark time for me. And I feel like that one quote could have been used a lot in 2020 as well. It's something that we all could have looked for. And I just never really, I could have told a lot of people that made a lot of people's days, I guess, but I never really thought to because 2020 was a downer for everyone. And so, for all of you guys that are going through a struggle and having a hard time, try not to look for the worst because there's always a light in the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be something good that comes out of the bad. Whenever you go down, the only way is up. So you're already starting somewhere. And with that, live love and enjoy life.
And remember, everything will be fire, according to Itsuki right here. Everything will be fire.
Yep.
So yeah.
Peace, love, and peace.
Be gone, and everything will be fire, and make America great again. I guess, according to Toko.
Yeah, make it.